You're listening to
The Audacity.
We're back, guys, with another amazing Audacity podcast. We are just two girls reacting to the internet.
Yeah, and we have a lot of reactions on the internet at us, so we're really excited. We made a lot of fans this week.
Yeah, a lot of fans. By the way, we are reacting.
Yes,
reacting. So when you see us give a hot take, we are reacting to something.
We're reacting to a clip.
Yes.
Now, granted, we're going to probably show the clip in like a stitch or something, but
We've learned a lesson.
We've learned a lesson, and we do no more research besides just watching one clip. Sorry, guys, that's not the podcast.
It's not a dissertation. We're not defending a thesis.
Right. Exactly.
We literally just watched a stupid clip and said a stupid thing.
And we're silly, and don't take our opinion seriously.
Don't be so mad.
Yeah.
The internet is so mad.
And stop wearing a backpack, you poor losers.
Can we address the elephant in the room?
Yeah.
You look poor. Okay, moving along. I said what I said. Yeah, I stand people. Somebody wrote, if people don't follow TikTok, which like I don't blame you, why should you? I put up a TikTok that I thought was just like a funny joke about
that's not you. You don't talk like that.
about people who wear backpacks. Yeah, but I also kind of do. And people got really, really mad at me. And somebody wrote, they were like, "It's not too late to take this down, girl."
Because you want us to? No way.
Because of you?
Yeah.
You out of your mind?
Yeah.
I said what I said.
Yeah, I mean, really, to like get so worked up because someone thinks you weren't even saying you were saying the look. You were saying it was the look. You weren't saying people who do that.
No, I was saying it's a goofy look.
Okay.
And I stand by it. And goofy people got mad.
Yeah.
And they're like, no. I said, it looks like you're not doing well. If you're walking around wearing a backpack, I said, it doesn't look like you're doing well. And people go, I think you're not doing well. And I go, I think you're not doing well. Why are you so mad about a TikTok?
And you know that there's like people making $100,000 that do wear backpack. You're not saying like it doesn't mean exactly. You're just saying the look is like that.
It's a joke.
It's a joke,
bro.
Yeah.
Anyway, I said what I said. I couldn't stand by it more.
Yeah.
I got ratioed to death.
Oh, hell yeah.
On that video. That video, I just checked it. By the way, I don't read the comments. If you want to be mean to me in a comment, knock yourself out. I'm not going to see it.
And by the way, your roasting sucks, guys. Oh, you guys aren't funny. Your podcast sucks. Wow, where'd you think of that?
Wow,
That
how
was so
original.
clever. So clever. Then we put up one with the open relationships, and some like girl was like, "That's not an open relationship." I'm like, "You don't define my relationships, bitch."
It's
Don't
2023.
I know. Don't. If I could be an open relationship and it could be monogamous. I could be a man and be a what? Like you don't tell me who I am and my labels. So go fuck yourself.
Honestly, it's the hypocrisy for me. Because people are like, "You're a fucking bully, you ugly, dumb, unfunny cunt."
Like, yeah.
You says the bully.
Yeah. Exactly.
Anyway, I spent the weekend getting bullied.
But honestly, nothing that was like, nothing good. You guys are not good at roasting. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. You guys need to do better. I will say that I have some people think they're being mean when they're like, this child has no idea what she's talking about. Wait till she graduates high school, then she'll know what's going on. I'm like, do you guys think I'm pretty?
Yeah.
Did you just call me young and pretty?
I know.
You can't hurt my feelings.
And then the one comment, I thought that was, I was actually flattered. They're like, these rich cretins. I was like, you think we're rich?
He goes,
Guys,
Daddy's.
we're the poorest Jews you have ever met. Karen and I literally grew up poor Jews. But okay, granted, poor Jew is like still like lower middle class. But
it's still
like,
doing pretty okay.
Right, but like we were I was the poorest girl in my town. I promise you, I do not come from money. But I'm flattered. I'm like, okay.
I asked my best friend Bill, my other best friend besides you, who's a guy, and I was like, why do you think this struck a nerve so much, the backpack comment? And he goes, you look like every girl that didn't fuck these people in high school. Right. And I was like, oh, because they don't know me. Because I had a back brace. I wore a back brace. I had acne. And I did have a backpack on wheels. Okay. I was a big, believe me, when I say that having a backpack's a loser thing to do, it's because I was a loser and I had a backpack and I rolled it around the school.
Right, but also
so I know.
Right, but also you look wealthy. So for you to be like, this doesn't show signs of extreme wealth, people go, like who, like you don't, it's like you're a rich person calling them poor, and that's what struck a nerve. I think it's the extreme wealth that they got triggered by versus
triggered. I got a lot of comments saying, well, if you think that extreme wealth is something to aspire to, you sound poor right now. That's what a poor person would say.
Yeah, and also, guys, it's not that serious. It's some girl on the internet saying, people wearing backpacks look poor. That's it. And the thing is, I think because the income inequality is so big right now, people are very, very, and because of the pandemic, people are very triggered by the word wealthy. People are very triggered by the word calling people poor. You know,
very, very. But I want to know for real if the people carrying a backpack that are getting so mad at me. I want to know if you think what you think you're projecting when you wear that, because it's not extreme wealth. It's not. So don't be butthurt. Just wear your backpack with pride. What do you give a shit what I say?
And also, like, who cares? Whatever.
Also, it's a joke.
Also, it's a joke. Yeah, we're actually giving this too much credit.
Hashtag it's a joke. I know, but I just had to address the elephant in the room because the reaction was, I actually have never had a video do that well, and I've never been so bullied in my life. No one speaks to me like that in person, just on the internet. Yeah. So if that made your day,
and
you're
welcome.
welcome.
They weren't even mean. They were like, you're not funny. Okay. Literally, any woman on the internet, they're going to call not funny. I've been to every woman's social media. There's 10 comments that say they're not funny. It's hack at this point.
It's hack, and guess what? There's 9,000 people calling me ugly, stupid, and unfunny. Here, I love when people try to hurt my feelings inside. They go, how much contour is she wearing? Why do her cheekbones look like that? I don't wear contour, so it's actually the nicest thing you could have said to me.
Yeah.
So anyway, try harder.
Try harder. Anyway, we're going to go into, I hope we haven't lost any of you or gained any of you, but anyway.
Why would we have lost you? This is literally riveting.
Okay.
Before we get started, if you're listening to this, thank you for listening. If you're watching this, thanks for watching. And if you're confused, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, everywhere that you find podcasts, Audacity Comedy on YouTube. Subscribe if you feel like it. Comment if you want. I don't really read the comments, but we appreciate the engagement.
Yeah.
And give us 5 stars and then talk your shit.
Yeah.
In the review.
Yeah. Okay.
We love it.
Let's listen to a clip.
Okay, we're gonna jump in. All right. So this clip, somebody's going off on conspiracies, but not just any conspiracies that are true. If you're a conspiracy person, conspiracies that actually are true.
Okay.
There's a lot.
But is it okay?
Some of these conspiracy theories have turned out to be true.
Which ones? The Trump-Russia witch hunt, Jeffrey Epstein, JFK assassination, the misuse of the Patriot Act, the Iraq War, the weapons of mass destruction, the war in Ukraine, the bombing of the Nord Stream pipeline, the open border migration caravans, the climate change scam, chemtrails, and HARP, and 9/11 being an inside job, and the Internet of Things surveillance grid, and PFAs, and chemicals in the water turning everyone gay, and the 2020 election being stolen, and January 6th being filled with undercover feds, and Bilderberg and Bohemian Grove, and global government, not to mention gain-of-function research and the threat of China, and collapsing birth rates, and defund the police, and George Soros, and mail-in ballots, and big tech censorship, and disinformation agencies, and Obama's birth certificate, and probably some others I can't think of. I mean, so a few of them. I guess a couple of them have been true.
I mean, some of them have not been true.
Also, he forgot about the female orgasm. The ultimate conspiracy.
Right. Yeah, that a man can do that. That's a conspiracy
They
theory.
forgot about the clit. Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. That's right. See, Alex Jones should say that. And then guys like, oh yeah, the clit actually doesn't exist. It was China. China with the clit. And
China invented the clit.
And they go, oh yeah, but China and the Democrats and the liberals are just like, they found a clit.
They invented the female orgasm to undermine capitalism.
Yeah. Just the liberals made up the clit just so the Republicans couldn't find it and say.
Bernie Sanders invented the clit because he's a communist.
Right. Because it's a part of the radical feminist agenda to create a clit.
They guys have a point though. A lot of conspiracies turn out to be true.
I don't think a lot of them, like 9/11. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to give.
We're not getting into 9/11 this and that. Where that's not this kind of podcast.
Okay, I'm just saying a lot of the things he mentioned did not turn out to be true.
Maybe.
Not of now, as of this date, that did not turn out to be true.
Did it not?
Wait, what?
I don't know. It's like here, but I guess the point. His point is we don't know what we don't know.
But the fact that it no. But if you're saying conspiracy theory that turned out to be true means that there's hard evidence, like undeniable evidence, like Epstein's Island. That's a conspiracy theory that ended up being absolutely true.
100%.
100%. 9/11 being an inside job, that has not been proven undeniably. I mean, there's these weird videos that people concocted. Oh, come on, Keren.
It depends who you talk to.
Okay,
but it depends who you talk to.
But Epstein's
Building 5. Okay, you know what? Good point.
But the Epstein Island is there's nobody that said it's not. No one today goes, it's not true.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying. That's my definition of a conspiracy theory that turned out to be true.
But also there's conspiracy. So like, remember they were like UFOs, that's crazy. There's no such thing. And then remember a couple summers ago when they were like, oh yeah, the government, the US military was like, oh yeah, no, that's like true. And then we just forgot that they said that. Remember there was like a weird flying object. They're like, we don't know what that is.
Oh, I know, because it came out in 2020. I remember this. Is this when it came out in 2020? And everyone goes, because 2020 was an insanely crazy year.
Yep.
I remember people tweeting that. They're like, wow, 2020 is so weird, so crazy that they admitted to UFOs, and we're like, oh, what? Okay.
It got buried in 2020.
That's how much the news cycle was insane in 2020.
The coronavirus buried aliens.
I know.
It turns out we had just moved on with our lives, and then the pandemic ended, and we were just like, whatever. Yeah, we just forgot about all that.
Yeah.
So this is like, that's man TikTok. Like man TikTok.
Oh, I love man. I need to get into man TikTok.
It's a lot of conspiracies and why women won't have sex with you.
I feel like man TikTok is a lot of conspiracy theories. World War II, men love. Honestly, I think men think about World War II every 7 seconds. It's not sex. Men love World War II. Don't know why.
World War II makes men rock hard.
They just love any guy I've dated. A World War II documentary's on, and they are like
riveted.
Riveting.
What's up with that?
I don't know. We'll ask our male producers but
I don't know. I think it's maybe like the most testosterone-filled war.
Yeah.
It's like where people were like the hardest and like they come about it the most.
Yeah.
Because it was just so crazy. It was the world was at war, and men feel very jacked up about it.
Yes, and it was like there was so much patriotic. Oh my God. Everyone was patriotic.
Yeah, everyone was patriotic.
Everyone was like, we know why we're. I think people say that was the last war why we all collectively were like, yes, we should be there. And every war since then, it's been really, really divisive. So
every war since then has been very low T.
Yeah.
It's been a very low testosterone. It's been like, we just like send a couple people that you maybe went to high school with and then forgot about to a war. And like, that was it.
Right.
Everyone just went on with their business.
Right. Yeah. So I feel like man TikTok is, your conspiracy theories. We'll talk about later, but AI, and I have a clip about that. So
yes, finally, yeah. We need to get into a lot of man subjects because they're literally like anything that a man gets into so hardcore. I'm like, are they onto something? Are men onto something that we don't know? Because I just think about like makeup tutorials all day long. I haven't thought about World War II in a long time.
I know. Well, you should. That should be in the forefront of your mind, Keren.
Constantly. Why am I thinking about wars and buildings?
Right. Yeah, they love. Yeah, you're right. Like I never seen a man like obsessed about the Iraq War. It's always like maybe because their grandfathers were in it, and maybe there's this like nostalgia of World War II, and coming home to your wife, and
World War II is vintage manhood.
Yeah.
It's when men were men, and then like women like were proud to stay home and like have babies and support in a feminine way.
Right. But then there was like Rosie the Riveter. That was when women actually World War II is when women started working outside the home because they had to.
It was like work but make it hot.
Right. Right. Rosie the Riveter.
And now it's like work but make it like a Me Too.
Right. Exactly.
And men are like, that's not what we wanted.
No. We want the like what was it, the A League of Their Own. Remember you ever see League of Their Own?
I don't think so.
Oh my God, it's a classic.
I haven't seen anything. I know.
Okay, so basically, A League of Their Own is a real story. It's because it was World War II and the men were overseas, so they're like, let's make women's baseball, and they recruited all these women they made this league of women's baseball, and they had to wear skirts. So they put them in skirts so men would watch it. So. So they had baseball.
Another conspiracy that turned out to be true. Yeah. Men only watch women's sports when they can see some ass cheek. That's the truth.
That's why they only watch volleyball.
They only watch volleyball and lingerie football and the puppy bowl.
Right.
Yeah. Wow, we've really figured men out on this podcast.
They're really so simple. It's insane and annoying how simple they are.
So anyway, if we had more knowledge, we would have more to say about these conspiracies. I just think it's funny, but I'm a little bit more conspiracy-ish maybe than you are. So like when I see this, I'm like, oh shit. Like actually the world's like, what people see conspiracy and they're like, you're crazy. You think people conspire? Yeah, no, that's the definition of the word. People that whose names and faces you don't know, sit in a room that you don't know about and make decisions that affect your life all the time, and that's what conspiring is.
Right. So I agree. No, but the thing is, I do agree with you because I think there are things. By the way, I think there's things the government does we don't know about, and I think it's for our own good. Someone told me I knew a guy that does like whatever secrets. I'm gonna get this wrong. He worked for some secret service in New York, like prevent violence, whatever. And he told me if you knew how close we were to getting bombed in New York City a day, you would never walk through New York City.
You wouldn't sleep at night.
Yes. So it's better you don't know what we do. It's better you don't know how we stop these. It's just, let's just go to sleep. You don't want transparency in your government all the time, you know?
You don't want transparency. You see the pictures. I just saw a picture of, they do it with all the presidents, but I saw one of Abraham Lincoln, like before the Civil War and after the Civil War. And like before the Civil War, he's like, I mean, he was never hot, but like,
He got old.
but he was like, compared to what he was on the penny, like he was like
aged.
maybe a 7 or 8. Yeah. And he aged and he became like a 2. That's what happens with wars and like
Presidents.
presidencies.
Obama too. Obama got significantly old after his. The only president, I feel like George Bush Sr. looked pretty healthy after his presidency.
All that war just soothed him.
I know.
And now he's just now he just paints trees.
Yes, he's loved. I actually have heard great things about him. Anyway, moving on. But I have to say, there are conspiracy theories. I don't not think they're true, but I don't know if they've been proven without a shadow of a doubt.
But that's why they're conspiracies.
Right. But Epstein is the only one of those that I go, yep, that was Alex Jones had said that, and he was right.
And look at the shit show that ensued, right?
Yeah.
All this crazy shit, and Epstein killed himself, he didn't kill himself, whatever. Imagine if we could prove without a shadow of a doubt all those conspiracies. Society would cease to function.
I know. We'd be like, oh my God.
We have to not know.
We have to, yeah, that's...
You know?
You would not leave your house if you knew what the government prevents from happening to us
Every single
day.
day.
And if you knew how they did it, you'd be like, that's how you guys do it? Yeah, that's how we do it.
Yeah.
It's messed up. But I mean, intelligence agencies are the way they protect our country is very corrupt.
It's very crazy.
Yeah,
they have a lot.
Sorry, unless they're listening. I'm sorry. You
I
guys
know.
are doing
Thank
great.
you. Thank
guys
you
are
for your
doing great.
service.
Yeah.
Intelligence agencies, we could never.
Yeah. No, seriously.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, so this is a TikTok about which generation is the worst generation of parents in history.
Let me guess.
So I was going down a rabbit hole on parenting articles and things about boomer parents, and I found this article from Medium, and it says why a certain generation of people made such bad parents. So let's go into some hot takes from this article. So of course, starting off, they acknowledge that the boomers were a product of generational trauma, as much as that has continued on to Gen X and millennials. I know millennials and Gen Zs are all about breaking these generational trauma cycles, but they're basically acknowledging generational trauma and how that would have impacted baby boomers, even to the point of talking about how generational trauma is not just something that is inflicted in our social emotional intelligence into our brain. It can actually permanently damage our DNA. Studies have shown that the DNA of groups that have gone through traumatic events such as the Irish potato famine, the slave trade, and the Holocaust, the DNA has been impacted upon future generations of those people by that trauma. One of the later section also talks about
this one's long.
is basically what was the popular parenting styles at the time.
It's almost over, guys. Sorry.
Became parents. The same way that now in the generation of the millennials and Gen Zs, gentle parenting, conscious parenting, and breaking
seriously.
traumatic cycles is sort of the fashion
Right.
of parenting at the time. During the time of baby boomers, the popularity the parenting styles that gained popularity were authoritarian parenting. Children were to be dominated and made fearful as a motivation to toe the line and be more pliable.
I think
know
that's.
this was definitely
Oh,
something
do you
wanna
that
stop it?
was
Oh,
she's
taught
not
my
done.
mother because she
Okay, all right.
Okay,
God
so-
bless your mother.
So I guess in synopsis, she's saying that, okay, the baby boomers went through trauma of World War II, so that's why they are more authoritarian.
Yeah, and then they also had generational trauma from their parents. So it was like Great Depression, World War I,
Holocaust.
World War II, Holocaust, and then baby boomers who were like had good jobs and cars and houses, and it's like that's almost like new money syndrome,
Right.
Where they're like, what we have, like my success is not compatible with my trauma.
Right. And so they were more of like, let's be nice to our kids. Let's
Well,
give
baby boomers weren't that nice to their kids, were they?
I think baby boomers raised the millennials, and baby boomers gave everyone trophies. Baby boomers invented everyone getting a trophy.
Okay, fair enough.
And then it's because I think baby boomers gave birth to millennials and Gen Xers
Then why are millennials so neurotic?
because they don't go outside.
That's true.
I think millennials and I think Gen Z and millennials like normalized anxiety and depression, and
We glorified
it.
It's a badge of honor.
It's a badge of honor for sure. And I just think it's also kids not going outside. I think I spent a lot of my childhood on the internet more than I should have. I think not that my parents are good. I played outside, but you know,
I played outside too. I think that boomers did their best. Boomers saw what their parents did, because this is what my parents said. They're like, we saw what our parents did, and they were like, they did their best, but they were also like violent and came from the old school. Nobody talked about shit.
Because they had trauma.
They had trauma, like
Right.
trauma going back, like, and then the boomers were like, we're gonna do it different, but you can do it different, but you still got what you got.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and they gave it to whatever we got from our parents was a fraction of what their parents gave
Right.
to them.
Right. And so I guess her argument is that because we also, if millennials went through financial crisis, does she think we're going to be bad? We're going to be. So, okay, sorry.
I don't know if financial crises have ever strengthened me.
I have
think
a
they
joke
just
about that.
weakened me.
People are like, oh my God, you guys suffered the financial crisis. I'm like, I mean, not a lot. I mean, I'm not even going to them. But this is what I think. I think that Gen Xers are raising Gen Zers. So what I've read this, that Gen Xers are more a work is work. You're not supposed to like your job. My mom, like, they're the latchkey kids. Like,
Yep.
Mom's not home. We make our own sandwiches. So I read an article that Gen Z will be less they're going to be less like, oh, like my work has to fulfill me. That's
Gen Z feels like they have to be fulfilled, which, by the way, is a weakness and a strength.
yeah.
Work also can just be work.
Right.
It's okay. Not everything has to fulfill you, babes.
Right.
Sometimes paying rent is fulfilling. You know?
Sometimes the basic necessities are fulfilling, right?
Sometimes, like, not everybody has to be a star. Sometimes just being a regular person who's doing okay and has good friends is success.
Right.
You
That's
know?
a millennial and Gen Z problem.
But the whole peaceful parenting thing, like, I have now dated 2 people with kids, okay? And they both had sons, and one of them was, like, big on peaceful parenting, like, would say it all the time, and, like, did it. And then, like, the other person is just, like, a very gentle parent or whatever, because they are so cognizant of their trauma. You know what I mean? Even if these are boomers and Gen X are generations that haven't really worked through their trauma, but they know that they have it,
Right,
and
right.
they don't want to fuck their kids up.
Right.
They come from a generation where it's a priority to not put that all on your kids, but they were raised where all the trauma got put on them. Their parents were like,
That's
I don't
right.
want, you're my fucking kid.
Right.
You're going to absorb everything that's wrong with me.
Right. And you're a kid. This is the way life is, and this is
Suck it up.
Suck it up. Yeah. So, no, I actually think that's right. I think boomers and Gen Xers were more like, your feelings don't matter, and millennials and
At
Gen
all.
Zers are like, let's get in touch with our feelings. How do we feel? Gen Z and their work culture, they're doing the quiet quitting. They're doing the boundary. They're like talking about boundaries at work, and
Gen Z took it really far.
Yeah,
Gen Z got so sensitive. Gen Z was like, don't call me this, don't misgender me, don't da-da-da. My feelings are your problem. But kids who are kids now, I don't mean Gen Z, which is like
Gen Alpha. Gen Alpha is the
Gen
kids.
Alpha is so different.
Are they? Yeah.
Yeah, Gen Alpha like makes dirty jokes. Like,
Oh.
yeah, Gen Alpha doesn't like. Gen Alpha is
Like cool.
like funny.
Do they drink? Because Gen Zers don't drink. Do you
Yeah,
see
well, I mean they're 12, but
Okay. You're right. Sorry. No, but you know the stereotype of Gen Zers. A lot of them don't drink. They're not having sex, and they are psychedelics is huge with Gen Z.
Gen Z.
But they're like nerd. They're like they're.
I want to give Gen Z a hug. Gen Z is gonna make our population go down.
Yeah,
Because they think sex is violence. They think words are violence. So they're not fucking and they're not really talking to anybody.
yeah,
You know, they're like all on TikTok, which, by the way,
and weird porn.
Good
They're
luck with
watching
that.
like torture porn.
are Gen Z's watching torture porn?
I don't know if they're. I think I don't know, but
I honestly love torture porn.
Okay. I mean, if the mood calls for it, it pairs well with steak.
Sometimes the mood is right and what you want is a little torture porn.
Right.
What are you going to do?
Well, I guess this is based on an article I read, by the way. It's because they have had access to free porn way earlier than we ever did.
Forever.
So your threshold for erotic to get off is that, so you're not going to get off from a missionary sex video. You're going to get off from a torture porn because.
But you're also sensitive, so you're not going to ask for torture sex.
No,
you
but-
know what I mean? Because
right.
you're like really sensitive about people's feelings.
Right. So in practice, so that's why it's a good fantasy, because you don't have to worry about any of that. There's no PC at torture porn.
No, and I get it too, because I like to watch aggressive anal sex when I watch porn, because that's not something that I do. So I
Right.
find it like very erotic and
Yeah.
fascinating. But I'm not gonna like. Well, I actually can't say that. I was gonna say I'm not gonna fuck anybody in the ass, but I did do that. But so that's a lie. That's a conspiracy. That's true.
Yeah, right.
I actually did do that. So
Right.
you know,
But I bet you our parents didn't watch torture porn.
they didn't. Are you? No, they didn't.
But they were more aroused by women. Like, you know what I'm saying? They were aroused by like ankles and stuff and like cleavage.
But also, our parents to go see porn had to like physically go to like a house of pornography,
Yeah.
and pay 25 cents
Yeah.
and stand in a pool of jizz,
Yeah.
and just try to make it work,
Right, or get married and then they could see a woman naked. That was it.
And then no one would come. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Gen Z is their own thing. I don't think I've ever had sex with a Gen Z. Is that true?
It's not too late.
It's never too late. Gen Z is all about like equal everything and everybody's beautiful. So like, you know, maybe a 22-year-old's going to find me the most erotic person in the world. But I haven't yet. But I would be curious. I would be curious to see what a Gen Z does with me.
Yeah. Oh. If any takers, it's
Hit me up. Not on TikTok, but you can DM me.
I will say this. I know we're shitting on them. I actually really like Gen Z. And I think what they're doing and their whole philosophy on life, I really like it. I think it's good for going forward.
I think that they took the aggression of millennials and went, we're going to be like so sweet that it's annoying.
Yeah.
You know? And I find that endearing. And now the generation after that grew up with like Gen Z, like watching Gen Z content was like, okay, we're over it. Like, we're
Right.
just going to be good people. We're not going to be sensitive.
And I bet you they're not going to be on social media. That's my prediction. That Gen Alpha and they're going to be like social media is stupid.
They're
Like,
not as obsessed with it. No, they're not.
because they grew up with it.
They're also 10.
They're also 10. Right. But you know,
It's
what I
hard
mean?
to diagnose when they're 10.
I know. But okay. Well, millennials are the ones raising Gen Alpha. That's the
That's true.
maybe old, maybe young.
There's actually a lot, but I know millennials, Gen Z, millennials, Gen X's, and like boomers that are raising Gen Alphas. Gen Alphas are like
you're
a
an
mixture
old
of a lot.
boomer. Because boomer is like ends in 62 or 60. I think it's 62 or
Oh, then it's-
65.
okay, then it's Gen X.
I think it's old. It's young Gen X.
Yeah,
Or, I'm
yeah.
sorry, young boomer, old Gen X.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, young Gen X is raising. Boomers are retired. They're like in their 70s.
You're right.
80,
They're
you
our
know?
parents. They raised us.
Yeah, they're done.
And here we are being rude.
I know. Like, okay, boomer. All right, thanks for paying for the mortgage and my college. Okay, boomer. You know?
Yeah. Okay, boomer, sit down. Yeah, we're so insensitive.
All right. Okay. Anyway, let's move on.
All right, we're gonna move on. We hope you like how snappy these episodes are. We sure do. We've already been talking for a half hour, so it's like not that snappy. Okay. This is a video about why genders have trust issues. Buckle up.
Do you trust your man around other women?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you trust other women around your man?
No.
If women don't even trust other women, why would they expect a man to trust women?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
If women don't trust other women, why can they expect a man to trust women?
Can you give me an example? So, like, if I don't trust you, what? Give me.
I think here's what happened. They set up young women to not know how to answer a question that was phrased weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they did. They tricked young women because the question's not asked right.
Yeah, I wasn't following what the question is either.
So he goes, do you trust your man around other women? And they go, yeah. And they go, do you trust women around your man? And they go, no. And they go, well, if you don't trust women, why should a man trust a woman?
Oh, I get that. I understand that. But I do trust women around my men. I don't think most women
Go after your man.
Not anyone I've dated. I don't know.
I also don't think that it's women's responsibility to not want to fuck my man. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
If you want to hook up with my dude, believe me, I get it. Like, I picked him.
Right.
I'm okay with that.
Right.
I'm okay with you wanting to. It's his responsibility
To say no.
to not fuck you.
Right, exactly.
So,
Right.
I don't see the problem.
Right. But that's an interesting like I don't know. I like the way I actually like the way he phrased that because that is interesting.
But it's implying that men do trust other men. Do they?
No, they don't.
No, they
No,
don't.
they don't. I get it as someone who's dated comics. They did not trust male comics around me.
With good reason.
With good reason. I couldn't even say a comedian was nice. Otherwise, they would say, "Oh, you want to fuck him?" And it's like, no, I don't want to. No, I just think he's nice. Actually, the fact that I said he's nice means I don't want to fuck him.
Right.
Joke's on you.
Take notes, guys. Yeah, I just think that women don't trust other women if they don't trust themselves.
Right. 'Cause
That's
they
an
s-
insecurity thing.
Yeah.
You're
that's not
insecure,
good.
so you are projecting that onto every other woman. You're going, well, I'm insecure and I need male attention from everybody. So probably every woman's like that, trying to steal my man.
100%. What you think other people will do, it's because you thought of doing. If you think, oh, that person. That's
And by
why
the way-
cheaters always think you cheat.
That's right. And if that guy had asked men, do you trust men around your woman? What do you think they would say?
No.
Not if the woman's hot.
No, I don't think men trust. I think more so men don't trust men around their
Because
women.
men know how men think.
Oh,
and
yeah.
men are animals.
And women are more like a girl. This is the thing. This is the difference. A girl might find my boyfriend hot and want to flirt with him, but she may not fuck him that night. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but a man, if you're flirting with him, will want to fuck you. It's like she might just want his attention for 5 minutes.
Why on earth would a man trust another man around his chick when he knows that biology programmed him to want to get her pregnant?
And also, you smile at a man, and a man thinks you want to fuck him.
Yeah, it's
So
not your fault.
It's so easy to seduce a man. For a woman to seduce a man is so. This is every woman, by the way, not just me. It's like
so
it is
easy.
not hard. Let's just put it's not hard to seduce a man.
No, it's hard to keep a man.
Oh yeah, get a man to marry you. No, but like seduce a man.
Best of luck.
Yeah, luck, ladies. No. But it's not hard to seduce a man. It
No,
isn't.
of course
No.
not. No, and everybody's got trust issues. Whatever. That was misleading. I wanted to bring that up because I found it misleading.
Yeah,
I found them misleading. Ask women. Okay, we don't trust other women. Whatever. Now ask men. Do you trust other men? 9 out of 10 times, no. Because men know when men are left alone. You ever like when you like date a guy and then you're around his friends and you like leave the room and you know that they're roasting him because they know how he really is and he's just simping for you.
Yeah.
Like men know how other men are. They're disgusting animals.
Yeah.
Who I love and have sex with, but like
Yeah, half my DNA is a man, so I mean, I like.
So I like that.
I'm half man.
Just so you know.
Just so you know.
Yeah, take that, internet. Put that in your pipe.
Okay, that's good. All right, let's move on to the next clip. This clip is based on an article that came out in New York Magazine. It was called "How Much Is That Lifestyle in the Window?" And we'll watch a little bit of it. I don't know how long it is, but play it. We'll tell you when to stop because it might be 2 minutes.
This is so
it's
fucking
fast.
fascinating. A new issue of New York Magazine just dropped, and it's called How Much Is That Lifestyle in the Window? We asked New Yorkers about their dream lives, then we calculated exactly how much each would cost.
The most expensive dream life is Aaliyah. And let's see if you can guess what it costs. I'll tell you at the end.
Aaliyah wants a Brooklyn Heights brownstone, carefully maintained eyebrows, and 3 children at Brooklyn Friends. Here's the breakdown of that. And here is her description of her dream life, if you want to pause to read. It says, we found Aaliyah a nice but somewhat dated 6-bedroom townhouse for the highly unusual price of $4.6 million. Updated houses in the area tend to cost between $8 and $12 million. Let's say this year she has a relatively minor leak, $3,000. Then she'd have to paint, blah, blah, blah. Okay, a monthly slush fund of $3,400. That might include things like a visit from the lice lady for the 7-year-old. What's the lice lady? What's a lice lady? A lady who tucks you for lice or takes out? I don't want to know. Actually, I don't know. When it comes to private schools, the tuition is just the beginning. At Brooklyn Friends, it's $56,100 a year. Then you have to make contributions. Hold on, why am I tipped like this? $250 a month for music lessons per child. A day camp in Staten Island for $6,700. $6,700 for the summer. Weekly date night. Babysitting. Trader Joe's Hall, membership at the Lifetime Fitness in Dumbo because the nearby Equinox lacks a sauna, twice annual visits to her preferred brow artist, Ozzy Sachs, who's apparently does celebrities and costs $250 a pop before tax and tip, a vintage clothes shopping habit accounting for $30 steals and the occasional $800 Saint Laurent jacket, 6 weekend solo trips, or girls' trips to cities like Nashville, only 6 because she's a corporate lawyer with 3 kids, and let's say $1,000 per trip. The total cost after a one-time payment of $1.2 million is $712,329 per year. Mine would be done. Chloe wants to live in an apartment
Okay, we're good.
that's the
Okay,
size of her.
I think we're good.
Damn.
You could also send them to public school.
Yeah, but you know what? She's got a point. If you're gonna live in New York, do you know how hard you have to work in New York just to be a broke loser?
Yeah.
It's real work.
You have to wear a backpack.
You have no choice. And you look the part.
But there's things like she doesn't have to go to that eyebrow lady.
No,
She go
she doesn't have to
she
wear
go to
that.
Boom Boom Brow. That's a great place. $30.
Go to Benefit Brow Bar. You don't have to wear the $800 jacket.
Right.
See, this is why it's hard to keep a man, because a man know that you be expensive.
Right. But it's okay. I get her wanting to live in that brownstone. I get it. That's $4 million a year. But the other stuff, you have to send them to a camp. You can find a camp in New York City, like the city camp.
You can.
And they can get lice, and that's what the lice is.
And then you just have an extra lice charge. So really, it's just mostly like lice expenditures.
Right. Well, I went to public school in the Bronx, and I turned out okay. And,
I went to public school in the Philly suburbs, and
the suburbs.
Yeah, and I got lice.
Yeah.
And there was an expense associated with that, I guess.
Right. But listen, if you want the New York lifestyle, there's no girls' trips.
Right.
I mean, first of all, that sounds like a nightmare. 8 girls' trips a year.
Come on. 8 a year of just women?
I thought she said that. Maybe I'm wrong, but girls' trips sound like a nightmare. 8 girls' trips.
What about your family?
I know, right? And then she's like, date night once a week. Why don't you
cook?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it can. I'm not saying I understand it's expensive to live in New York, but like you could do it. Like,
is the message of that TikTok that there's no ceiling to how much a good life can cost? Because we know,
right?
We know, especially if you live in New York, there's no amount. You can't max out how much a good life costs.
Right.
Yeah, you can keep racking that up. Yeah, and a Cartier watch.
Right.
And gel nails every week and a half and whatever. Like, why stop there? Why stop at lace?
Right. Exactly. Right. So I can relate to wanting a brownstone in New York and raising kids in New York. I think that sounds so fun.
Lovely.
But then the other stuff, I go, I could live without that. But maybe their point is, yeah, but if you're gonna mess around in those circles, you're gonna feel like you're not. It's gonna be hard for you to network in those circles.
Yeah.
Like even growing up where I grew up, like I felt like it was hard for me and my family to like network because the lifestyle was just not. We were like frugal people.
Yeah. For us too. Yeah. I grew up lower middle class in an upper middle class neighborhood.
Yeah.
And shit was expensive.
Right. We grew up middle class in a neighborhood that thought they were upper middle class, and they were probably middle class.
And they were huge cunts.
Really, like, so.
But she's a good point. If you want to have a kid, that's crazy expensive. I don't even know how. When you're like, Gen Z is not fucking whatever, I get it. Because if Gen Z got pregnant, how are they going to raise that kid? With what money?
Right.
You don't cost like $1.5 million to raise a kid to adulthood.
Right.
That's like the common knowledge.
Right. And that was millennials' problems because we didn't buy houses. We didn't, because we went to college and we had all this debt when we got out.
We missed every adult milestone.
Right, because, our boomers, college was free. My parents went to college for free. There was all these social programs for boomers.
Our parents have pensions.
Yeah. There was more social programs for boomers. And then they started taking those social programs away because the boomers use them up. But,
Yeah, so thanks, boomers.
Thank you. Okay, boomer. But thank you for playing for college, boomer.
Thank you for birthing me and giving me life.
Okay.
Not to shit on boomers who made me alive.
Right.
But yeah, also a lot of problems you guys made.
Yeah, thank you.
Us. Thank you so much. Yeah, well, if you want a good life, it costs a lot.
Do you want to live? What's your dream life? How much would your dream life cost?
My dream life is to marry someone who already has a dream life and just move myself into his dream life.
Right.
So that it's already, the dream life's paid for, and then I just mosey along and I just pick up the tab for like my shoes.
Yeah.
That's my dream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's attainable.
I'm working on it right now. Yeah.
So a suburban, you want to live in the suburbs?
If I had a kid, I don't think I would raise my family in the city because I just don't want my kids to see like city stuff. I think city's very adult.
Yeah.
Like the city's pornographic.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you can see a homeless person jerking off like literally any hour of the week.
Yeah.
So I don't want that for my children. And I know that costs money to move out, but
no, the suburbs are more. It's less expensive. The suburbs for sure, and the schools are better, so you can send them to public schools.
I want someone who already has a nice house in the suburbs, already pays all the property tax, and then my income is just for me. That's my dream life.
Right.
My dream life is someone has it set up so that whatever I do is for me.
That's good.
That's my dream.
That's awesome.
How attainable?
That's very attainable.
Yeah, you just need to aim like 40 years higher than what you thought.
That's right, because no millennial man is already, like, millennial men are still,
They're figuring it out.
Right. Go Gen X. Go, like, go with Gen X.
That's the secret.
That's the secret.
You want your dream life? Go Gen X.
And for Gen Alpha, go for millennial. Plant the seed now for millennial, because when you guys reach our age, you're going to like the millennial men, and the millennial men are going to be the old men to you.
And we're going to inherit what our boomers built from the ground up.
Yeah.
And it's going to look like we made that good life. We didn't.
Right.
Somebody died and then we got it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But Gen Alpha, stay away from our Gen Xers. That's ours. That's our men.
Yeah. Yeah, back off.
As millennial women, we need the Gen Xers right now.
We need their dream life
right.
support our bullshit.
Okay. Anyway, I think we're good.
I think we're good.
That was a 40-minute episode. You know, we spent a lot of time on the intro on some our friends on the internet. So,
So if you made it all the way through, we appreciate you so much and we love you. We would like to know what you think, but you can really just kind of DM us privately about that. If you want, we'll release clips on the internet and let them float free and see what kind of reaction we get. It might be overwhelmingly negative, as it's been.
yeah, but we don't care. We're gonna still, guys. We're still gonna be doing our thing,
Guys, you know we're still gonna do this podcast even if you're mean to us,
I
right?
know, like, you know, we're not ending it. Like, we're fine. And someone wrote, oh my God, I love it. Someone's like, this is what happens when you just work with daddy's money. And I was like,
Love to hear it.
that's the aesthetic we give off. That's we're doing great.
We're giving off old money.
No, we're giving
Did you
off,
know that?
No, we're giving off, you guys don't work and you live and your dad pays your lifestyle money.
Oh, I love it.
I was like,
so
that's
much.
what we're doing okay.
You think I've got my dream townhouse now?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for the compliments.
Yeah, so thanks, guys.
And keep harassing women online, because we love to see it.
We love to see it. Yeah, we love to see a bully calling us bullies.
Right, exactly.
That's one of my favorite things. It's hypocrisy for me. And by the way, if you wanted to check us out, we're online, as you know. Keren Margolis on everything. It's Keren with an E, Keren Margolis on everything. And you are?
The Amanda Gale on everything.
On literally everything.
And on TikTok, I'm Keren Margolis.
Yeah, so tell her what you think on me.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to come see us live and you're in the New York area, we have an amazing live stand-up show coming up at the Stand in Union Square, June 21st.
Yep.
At 7 p.m. You can go to thestandnyc.com for tickets. It's also all going to be all over our social. We've got an incredible lineup. Louis Gomez, Joe List, Maddie Smith, Sienna Hubert-Ross, Brendan Sagalow, Sarah Armour, possible surprise guests.
Yeah.
And don't forget to rate, love, subscribe. Tell us your true feelings. Please don't hold back.
Yeah, I know you guys are really shy, so.
I know you guys have been shy so far, but really tell us how you really feel.
I know the internet makes you,
You're so brave behind your keyboard, and we love that for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, we adore you. We love your toxic ass, and we'll see you guys again next week.
Stay audacious.